The black sedan moved smoothly along the wet asphalt, its engine barely audible. Alina Korsakova stared out the tinted window at the blurred city lights, her reflection looking back at her, calm, controlled, unreadable. The emergency board meeting in Singapore had ended hours earlier than planned. The merger was postponed. The investors were appeased. Everything was under control. For the first time in years, Alina had done something impulsive. She came home without warning. No secretary had notified the household staff. No security protocol was adjusted. The mansion believed its owner was still halfway across the world. The gates opened automatically, recognizing the car. Alina straightened her jacket, suddenly feeling a strange tension in her chest she couldn't explain. This house had everything: space, silence, luxury, yet it had never felt like home. The car stopped. Before the driver could step out, Alina opened the door herself. "I'll manage," she said shortly. She walked up the marble steps alone. The front doors unlocked with a soft click. Inside, the mansion was dim, almost sleeping. That immediately caught her attention. Usually, the house was brightly lit in anticipation of her arrival. Tonight, only a few wall lamps glowed faintly. She stepped inside. The familiar scent of polished wood and citrus cleaner filled the air. Her heels echoed in the vast foyer, the sound sharp in the quiet. Alina loosened her grip on her bag and exhaled slowly. Then she heard it. Music. At first, she thought exhaustion was playing tricks on her mind. But the sound was real, soft, flowing, unmistakable. A piano. Her heart skipped. No one was allowed to touch the grand piano in the East Wing. It was priceless. More than that, it was personal. It had belonged to her mother. Alina walked slowly toward the sound, each step cautious. The melody grew clearer with every turn of the corridor, and with it came a feeling she hadn't experienced in decades. Recognition. Her hand brushed the wall as she stopped in front of the music room. The door was slightly open. Warm light spilled into the hallway. She pushed the door open. And froze. At the piano sat Sergei, the janitor. Not hunched over a mop or pushing a cleaning cart, but seated upright on the bench, sleeves rolled to his elbows. His fingers moved across the keys with confidence and tenderness, as if they had belonged there all his life. But it wasn't just him. On the carpet beside the piano sat a little girl, small and fragile, clutching a faded stuffed rabbit. She leaned against the piano leg, listening with complete trust, her eyes half closed, a soft smile on her lips. Sergei was crying. Tears slid down his cheeks, dripping onto his hands, yet the music never broke. The melody filled the room, gentle, aching, painfully familiar. Alina's breath caught in her throat. She knew this song. It was a lullaby, her lullaby. Her mother had played it during storms, during fevers, during nights when Alina woke screaming from nightmares she could never remember. No recordings of it existed. The sheet music had never been written down. No one else knew it. Yet here it was, alive in the hands of a man who emptied trash bins and scrubbed floors. Alina stood motionless, hidden in the shadows, afraid that even breathing might shatter the moment. The little girl shifted and looked up at Sergei. "Papa," she whispered softly, "don't cry. Mama liked this song." Sergei swallowed hard, blinking quickly. "I know, Solnishko," he murmured. She loved it. The word hit Alina like a shockwave. Solnishko. Sunshine. Her mother had called her that. Always. No one else ever had. 1,000 questions flooded her mind, colliding with memories she hadn't allowed herself to touch in years. Her pulse thundered in her ears. This was impossible. Sergei had worked in her house for 2 years. Quiet, invisible, perfectly forgettable. His file was thin. Widower, 1 child, transferred from a regional cleaning company. No connections. No education beyond vocational school. So how did he know her mother's lullaby? How did he know that word? Her heel shifted unconsciously. The floorboard creaked. The music stopped abruptly. Sergei turned around. When he saw her standing there, his face drained of color. He stood up so fast the bench scraped loudly against the floor. "Ms. Korsakova. I'm sorry," he stammered. "I didn't know you were home. I'll leave immediately. I swear, I didn't touch anything valuable." The piano was already open, and my daughter. The little girl jumped to her feet, frightened. She clutched Sergei's leg and stared at Alina with wide eyes. Alina raised her hand slowly. "Stop," she said. Her voice was steady, but inside, something was cracking. She stepped fully into the light. Sergei lowered his head, bracing himself. Termination, security, police. He had seen how powerful people reacted when boundaries were crossed. Alina's gaze never left him. "That song," she said quietly. "Where did you learn it?" Sergei hesitated. His jaw tightened. He looked down at his daughter, then back at Alina. I shouldn't have played it," he said. "Please forgive me. This room, this piano, it brought back memories." Alina took another step closer. "Answer the question." The authority in her voice was absolute. Sergei exhaled slowly, as if surrendering. "Your mother taught it to me." The room spun. Alina felt the blood rush from her face. "That's impossible," she said sharply. "My mother died 20 years ago." "I know," Sergei replied. His voice was calm now, heavy with something old and painful. "I was there." Silence fell like a weight. The little girl looked between them, confused. "Papa," she whispered. Sergei knelt and placed his hands on her shoulders. "Masha, go sit by the window for a minute, okay?" She obeyed reluctantly, hugging her rabbit. Sergei stood again and faced Alina fully. "No fear now, only resolve. I never wanted you to find out like this," he said. "I plan to leave soon. Once my contract ended." Alina's nails dug into her palm. "Find out what?" He met her eyes. "That before she was your mother," he said slowly, "she was my teacher." Alina stared at him, memories surging. Her mother's quiet charity work, the unnamed students she had helped, the locked study no one was allowed to enter. "You're lying," Alina said. Sergei shook his head. "She saved my life. She believed in me when no one else did. And when she died," his voice broke. Everything fell apart. Alina's chest tightened. "Why are you here?" she demanded. "In my house." "Because," he said softly, this was the only place where her music still lived. Alina looked at the piano. At the child. At the man who carried pieces of her past she didn't even know existed. Her carefully constructed world felt suddenly fragile. "Who are you really, Sergei?" she asked. He straightened, as if finally stepping out of the shadows. "I think," he said quietly, "it's time you knew the truth about your mother, and about me."